If you underlead him. Another play action, pass rush coming, lose out of one man, out of another, fires on the run, and he's able to throw that one away.
Wow.
One of the most impressive incomplete passes you'll ever see as Nicholas King gets his bell rung, eludes two Fullerton Hornets, and is able to make that one a 2nd and 10 3rd and 10 instead of a 3rd and a mile?
Yeah, what a luxury it is to have speed. I mean, it's a delicacy. And, hey, if you're Riverside, you're happy that Nick King has some legs on him right there. Breaking, like you said, breaking 2 tackles, coming down to this near side and just throwing that ball away. Good job.
And now off a 3rd down, King has a shot. A high snap handled, though. Pass rush coming, slings it out to Marenko. Able to zigzag to the 50, and he's going sideline, but is able to pick up enough for the 1st down. Impressive effort. I mean, that was about 200 yards worth of running, and he's able to pick up 11 in a 1st.
Yeah, Alejandro Marenko not really being used this season. Only 1 reception for 4 yards so far in this young season. But, hey, right there, making some moves and getting that 1st down.
King looking his way, and a leaping grab made by Alejandro Marenko. Now catch number 3 today for the Tigers' own Alejandro Marenko. And welcome home here for the former Alif Taylor High School product as he was able to make another big play. He's setting career highs in receiving in today's game against his former team, the Fullerton College Hornets. Low snap handled by King. A flag is down, fires to Whitney, and he's able to scurry his way to around the 35. We'll check the penalty, and as we take a look at the Tigers head coach, it may be against him.
Yeah, he looks upset. He looks heated.
And that'll take away, negating the 5-yard completion to Isaac Whitney. Now we'll make it a 2nd and 9.
How powerful will RCC be if they clean up their act? We keep talking about it. Penalties, penalties, penalties. But, hey, it's a realistic goal.
As King fires to Whitney this time, and no flag is down. He's able to scurry for 10, and maybe even more. He fights his way to around the 32-yard line, and all the penalty yardage is gained back.
Riverside is a stable of playmakers right there. Isaac Whitney.
It's all led by Isaac Whitney.
Yeah, but you got other guys included in that list. But Isaac Whitney there, catching the ball fearlessly down the middle, making a couple moves, getting that 1st down.
Yeah, well, Whitney has been offered from 9 different elite Division I universities as Denzel Foster gets the call, and he's out to around the 33. Some of those colleges include Indiana U, Rutgers, Louisville. His last offer is from Vanderbilt. You include Washington State, and that's just to name a few. We don't have 3 hours to name all of his offers, but Isaac Whitney has been phenomenal, potentially the best offensive player on the team.
Yeah, a sure-handed man. A guy, if you get the ball to him, he's going to catch it no matter what.
And we see it in practice as no matter where in the world the defense is, he's still able to snag the football as he's located to the near-hand side. 4 catches for him today. Handoff goes to Denzel Foster. And Dan, one thing we didn't mention quite yet, but Denzel Foster's best game as a Tiger came against the same exact Hornets in the same exact week last season.
Yeah, I mean, last year, rushing 25 times for 238 yards, 2 touchdowns. That's super impressive.
And he's able to do it again here as Foster's nearing 100 yards today. King looking left, fires over the head of Alejandro Marenko. That play will be incomplete. And that's yet another 3rd down attempt that goes over the head of their receiver and out onto the field. Looks to be the field goal unit, and indeed it is.
Here's one thing I've noticed about Nicholas King, just in evaluating himself. Every time pressure gets to him, he's kind of releasing the ball too high, overthrowing. He's got to be able to stand in there and take that hit and go through his full throwing motion.
Well, the argument is if you're going to take it anyways, you might as well release a good pass. As Camacho kicks this one from about 43, has the distance, but is wide left. And now Camacho, another storyline. He's 0 for 3 from kicks from beyond 40.
Yes, he is. And, hey, you can't blame him because he is decent when the kick is
he has enough length. He has enough kicking power, but just to touch on Denzel Foster again, who has his career day last year against Fullerton. I mean, he's just so low to the ground that it's almost like tackling a bowling ball. It's almost impossible.
Yeah, and it's like, let's see if deja vu occurs. Like you mentioned it. His best game was last year in Week 6. It just so happens to be Week 6.
That we play Fullerton again, yeah.
And we're playing Fullerton again. So hey, let's see if this occurs again.
And a little deja vu, Riverside actually is trying to win their first game against Fullerton since 2012. It was a disappointing year last year. Riverside ended the season at 9-2 overall, and their 2 losses, Dan, both came against Fullerton. One in the regular season, and the second came in a 23-14 heartbreaking defeat to Fullerton at home here, and a chance to go to the state championship game. So they're trying their absolute best to try and impose some revenge.
Hey, if I'm Riverside, I'm holding a grudge, and I'm trying to beat you.
And they've been doing it so far here, Dan. 15-3 off of a couple of field goals by Camacho and that Denzel Foster catching touchdown. As on a 1st and 10, Khalil Wilson gains 1. And the mindset changes when you play an opponent that has had your number a couple of times last year.
Yeah, you're heated. You're pissed off. You don't want that to happen for the 3rd straight time. You come out and you give it your all, and it's showing right now with the 15-3 lead with 7:44 remaining in this first half. I got to say the mindset has changed from last year.
And that defense has really gained that personality of revenge. As Vernay's looking long on a 2nd down, swings underneath, and that pass will be complete. His first catch of the day by Clayton Smith out of Silo High School in Georgia. This is a man who is just another guy in that receiving corps that came from another state.
He is, as A.J. Hodgkins was right there, gets to tackle the guy from Oregon. And here's one thing about this Riverside defense. It's a team that makes first contact and gets you down. There's no breaking tackles on Tigers as a flag comes in.
Yeah, that's been amazing. If a Tiger gets a hand on you, you're going down to the turf. And they've been able to stymie what has been a Fullerton offense among the best on 3rd down. How about the Hornets starting the day 1 out of 6 on 3rd downs?
Yeah, and they don't help themselves again right here with the false start, now backed up 3rd and 11.
From their own 37-yard line, Joey Vernay has been far under 50% completions. He's going to need a big one here. Flushed out of the pocket. Pass rush coming by Mitchell, and down he goes. He's able to hang on to the football, but that'll be another sack by Devontae Wilson. That'll be sack number 3 on the season. He received an offer from the University of Alabama, Birmingham, and you saw exactly why. That's a loss of 5.
Aggressiveness and tenacity. This is a mean defense. When they're tackling you, they're trying to actually hurt you right there. Vernay going down super hard. You could tell that extra little push down to the ground as he's tackling them right there.
Well, Devontae Wilson, all of 280 pounds, was able to sandwich that quarterback. And now off another Casey Iman punt that bounces off a favorable Fullerton hop is out to around the 26-yard line, and we have a scruffle down in the middle of the field. A lot of extracurriculars, and flags are all over the place. It looks like the National 4th of July parade, as all sorts of yellow signals are in the air, and that may be about 50 yards of penalties against the Tigers. As Tom Kraft of the Riverside head coaching staff is taking an extra little, some special words to his linebacker and throwing him off the field.
Yeah, I mean, you can't be
Brock Harmon is the man that he's throwing to the turf.
Yeah, you can't be an overly aggressive guy. When the whistle has been blown, calm down. Sure, you got hit late, but be the better man and just walk away. You can't cause a ruckus right there, almost breaking out to what looked like sort of like a small riot right there in the middle of the field.
Well, I will say this. For being such a dominant program in Riverside City College, they sure do make their fair share of miscues and penalties.
Yeah, they do. It's something that has plagued this team, and it just seems to continue, and it needs to get through their heads. Like, hey, if we clean up our act, we're going to be one heck of a team. We're going to be a title contender. Although right now people would put them in the title chase, but with these penalties and these dumb plays and just uncalled for stuff, you got to take them out of that picture.
Yeah, you had them stopped. It was a punt by Casey Iman, and the referees in about as long a discussion as the 4th of July parade looked to be on that far side. Personal foul, roughing the kicker, and then another personal foul against Brock Harmon.
Number 42 is officially ejected from the game.
Brock Carmen, our linebacker, number 3 on the team with 23 tackles, 7 tackles for loss, a couple quarterback sacks, and 3 pass deflections. Add the fact that he has a fumble recovery, has officially been ejected. And now into the game is Thomas Brown, number 32, out of a Nebraska bounce back. Only a freshman, but boy, this is a linebacking core that's starting to need its depth in order to make plays here, now that Brock Carmen's out of the game.
Yeah, Brock Carmen is told to go to the far sideline, to the back of the end zone and watch the game. He can't even be with his team right now.
You see him walking off the field?
Oh, he's going back to the locker room.
Yeah, he's going to get undressed a little bit early.
Yeah. Well,
that Fullerton team's been undressed, at least offensively.
And now
that team's been picked apart.
Fullerton, for the second time, will be in Tiger territory, but not because of their efforts, but because of the dumb play of Riverside.
Yeah, 30 yards worth of penalties. Now the Fullerton Hornets start at the 39-yard line on a 1st and 10 for an A to try and cut this lead to 5. Shotgun snap, looking left. Back to throw, clean pocket, fires over the middle, and has Marcus to the 20, and he's tripped up at the 14-yard line. That'll be a pitch and catch of 25 yards to Marcus, and that'll move the chains.
Yeah, perfectly thrown down the middle, and I would say those 2 dumb penalties officially suck the energy out of your defense. And now you're pinned up against your own end zone. This is going to be tough.
Ryan Marcus pushed out to the left-hand side off a free possession, per se, for the Fullerton Hornets. A high snap. Vernay fires to his running back, and upended at around the 12-yard line is Orrin Maxwell, and that'll be a 2nd and 7 now here for the Fullerton Hornets.
Trayshawn Broughton right there with the tackle. 5:22 left, 15-3. Riverside in the lead. Ball on the 11-yard line. Let's see if Fullerton could get a score right here.
And that would be the first touchdown of the season here at Wheelock Stadium for an opponent, a team not named Riverside College. They have a 2nd and 7 from the 12-yard line of the Tigers. Handoff on the delay to Orrin Maxwell, and that play will go nowhere. That'll be a 2-yard loss. Tackle made by Jonah Moy.
Jonah Moy right there using his strength and not allowing anybody to get in his way, breaking a block and then getting that tackle.
Yeah, that streak of touchdowns is in jeopardy here, but they do force the Hornets to a 3rd down and 10 from the 14-yard line. Denzel Foster started the game with a 14-yard receiving touchdown from the same exact spot of the football field. With 4:28 to go, 15-3, Tigers on top. A 2-back set. Vernay will have to go now to a 3rd and 15, a false start by the offense.
Wow. Hey, you cannot tell me that this Riverside defense doesn't know that they haven't allowed a scoring touchdown here at home this season.
Yeah, I'm sure they pride themselves on that.
Exactly. And so once they got backed up into their own end zone, in their own red zone, hey, they stepped it up, and right now they're causing sort of an intimidation factor on Fullerton. Causing a false start right there.
Yeah, they've scored 37 points per game, and they only have 3 off of a quarter and a half. 4:04 to go. Tigers lead 15-3. Shotgun snap. Vernay looking long. Pass rush coming. Eludes out of one man. Still in trouble. Fires to the end zone. Caught as Brian Marcus is able to come back to around the 6, and that'll end up being short of the 1st down marker. They needed the 4. The 1st down make was inside the 5, and they'll be about a yard and a half short.
Yeah, it's decision time for Fullerton, and it looks like they will be electing to go for the field goal now.
And that's a victory by that defense.
Yes, it is. But, hey, you walk away with 3 points. If you're Fullerton, not bad. It'll be 15-6.
Because you were supposed to get 0.
That's right.
Off of those penalties.
But Vernay right there making a play, actually rolling out of his pocket under pressure and getting that ball to the 6-yard line. Not bad. This should be a chip shot.
Timeout for the Hornets. Does that mean they end up going for it? I mean, a touchdown will cut the lead to 5.
No, I think what they want to do is just discuss and just give that kicker some time to take a breather and not take in so much pressure, I guess. I mean,
Casey Iman has been electric. 6 of 6 on field goals this season. He's also been perfect on extra points.
Yeah, so they trust the guy. I mean, even though a lot of times if you call timeout, that's technically freezing the kicker. But if it's your own side calling timeout, hey, it's just to relax. Hey, let's just get these 3 points.
Yeah, well, one timeout in the back pocket of both teams. Both Fullerton and Riverside have 3:13 to go before halftime here at Wheelock Stadium, home of the Rivers